Hello, it's Simone and I'm doing this video again because the first time around the camera was way up too high and you weren't really able to see anything. So yesterday I made this mini album for my husband's mentor. She had a big birthday in the beginning of the summer and she wished from all of her students, PhD students that she mentored over the years back in Germany, not some physical present, but she wanted to have stories that they had with her, funny stories, just things that they remembered. And I really loved that wish, and my husband collected all of the stories and he wanted to make a book out of them, or I don't really know. It sat on his to-do list for a long time, and finally he asked me maybe if I could help him out, and so I did. And yesterday he made sure that he was keeping the boys busy, and I had my whole day for working on the mini book. And I didn't really have, I had a plan. That's what came out of it, but I never follow instructions. I always have to try it myself. I usually just learn by trial and error, and I think my family is back home. So I just started with this idea that I could use tags and cut apart sheets and my typewriter, because those stories don't have any pictures. And okay, I'm back. So what was I trying to tell you? My main idea was I would use paper that I scored in the middle, then stuck them back to back and create pockets inside. And I didn't really need pockets for all of the stories, so I just opened them when I needed them. Okay, so I stuck them back to back, and then I had this big pile of pages together, and then I wrapped around a piece of cardstock. And before I did that, I scored the cardstock right here in this area and didn't glue it down so that it would have room to move. I don't really know if I saw a person, I know a German scrapbooker who actually makes mini albums like crazy, and she has a lot of tutorials on her website, and I think I will go back because there's probably a better way that you can do these. And I'm going to take a look at her because it was really fun at her site, because it was really fun to do that. And I'm sorry for the background noise. My family is home, and that's what you hear now. So what did I use? I used mostly the June Cocoa Daisy kit, as well as leftovers from the older kits from May and actually also March I think. And I used an add-on paper pack that I got on sale, that was probably from November 2015. I think that paper is from there, and this one too. And this is a basic gray cut apart sheet, this one too, and this one, and they were all one paper, and that was from that add-on paper from November. And I think I said that before, it's from basic gray. And so since there were no photos except for the last story, I tried to find embellishments that would relate to the story and to make it I didn't want to print it with my computer because that just didn't have the same handmade feeling, maybe. And so I typed it with my typewriter. And that's the first story. The rest continues on this tag. It's a long story because it goes front and back. and you pull this out and you have the whole story. I still need to write in my handwriting that you continue reading on the tag, because when I flipped through it later, I noticed it's not really self-explanatory that you have to take the tag out and read. You can guess, but it probably is nicer if you see read continue on tag, for instance. And what is really, really interesting about this is I used ribbon. Um, I don't really think you know that, but I have a really hard time using ribbon in scrapbooking, so I was very excited that I actually wanted to use ribbon here. I wanted not just have like baker's twine, that would be too flimsy in my opinion. I think here you need some nice thick something that you can just grab and pull the tag out, because otherwise it just wouldn't have the right appeal. Yeah, so that's the first page. Second story, I used inks to ink the edges just to make it stand out a little more and tie it all together. I also stamped that TV twice, just so that the tag and the page are connected in one way. And I started the story for this story on the back of the tag and started here and continued on this. And then I also looked for embellishments that would go with the story. And since this is about traveling, I thought, well, this from the Chimel line would go well with it. The next story is a little bit different. It doesn't have a tag. And I used a glassine bag from a kit and rounded the corners on this cut apart, typed the beginning of the story here, and then used a similar color just to make clear that this belongs together, and typed the rest of the story here. This one is also a little bit different than the others. I just tried to fill the page because I didn't really have a lot to say, so I used labels for the title. And next page, this see here, this goes down like this. It's tilting to the bottom here, so I used an embellishment to cover the mistake up. And same here, the story wasn't very long, so I embellished the bottom of the tag. And for this story number 6, I had already embellished the front of the tag, and well, you can type on the tag if it's already embellished, so I used some scrapbooking paper and typed there. And now this story is the only story that has photos, and it's also a very long story, so I started to I just formatted the document in a typewriter font. I'm printed it out, put it into a glassine bag and embellish the front. And funny enough, I never thought I would use these two embellishments, but turns out this is the perfect story for that. And yeah, I used them, and I'm really happy about it because they fit perfectly on this page. The back side of this page is can you hear my kids stomping around the house? I hope it's not too loud. Is a cut apart. Well, this one is a 3x4 journaling card, and this one too. And I just cut out the motifs and put them on here because I didn't want the big blocks. I just wanted it to tie together a little bit better. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up or maybe even subscribe to my channel. Yeah, everything said, I guess. Hope you have a great day and see you next time. Bye!